What's up, YouTube? You guys again, coming at you with some late night Yu-Gi-Ohs. It's actually midnight. Well, it's a little past midnight where I am right now. Um, so I'm bored, so I'm giving you a deck profile. Because I can. I got this cool Forbidden Lance slash Chalice slash Stress slash Scripture mat. It's pretty cool. I wish it was bigger. It wasn't the shitty tiny battle pack map, but it's still a nice map. My friend and I, Tom, we went to Target and we each got one, and I pulled Jank. I have a deck. I've been playing this online and I wanted to do it in real life, so I made some proxies. It's Shaddolls. Yeah, I've been playing this deck a lot. I like it, and I'm gonna try and pick it up when the set comes out because I think it's decent. I don't think it's deserving of all the hype it's getting. I think a lot of people are like, oh my god, this is gonna be the best deck in the game. In my testing, it's been good, but it hasn't been great. There are a lot of issues with it. But when new challenges comes out and we get Egg Crystal, it's gonna be insane. So I'm gonna go through the deck and I'm gonna explain it as best I can. I hope this is an okay angle. I'm just gonna, I hope so. Okay. The proxies are in Japanese. I apologize. 3 Falcon. He's a level 2. They're all dark spellcasters. Alright, what you need to know about Shaddolls. The main monsters in the main deck. They have 2 effects. They have a flip effect and an effect that activates when they are sent to the graveyard by a card effect. As far as I know, that does include when they're detached and just when they're sent to the grave as cost, because it's a card effect and it's when. So it shouldn't. This shouldn't miss timing because it does activate when you use fusion. But anyway, this is Falcon, level 2 tuner. They're all spellcasters. 600 attack, 14 defense. When it's flipped, you get to special summon a Shaddoll. Oh, and all Shaddolls monsters, they can only use one of their effects once per turn. So, when this guy is flipped, you can special summon a Shaddolls monster from your graveyard in face down defense position. That's any monster. So if you have like one of the fusions, like, you can set those too, so they count. And he's just a level 2 tuner. So that's him. 3 Hedgehog. He's pretty good. He's a little searcher. He's level 3, 800 attack, 200 defense. Awful stats, but decent effect. When he's flipped, oh, I'm sorry, actually, I forgot about his other effect. When he's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can special summon him face down defense. And of course, you can only use one of those per turn. Hedgehog. I apologize. That was my bad. When he's flipped, you get to add a Shaddolls spell or trap card from your deck to your hand. I'm not playing Roots. Roots, it's a trap monster that can become any attribute when you fuse with it. And when it's sent to the graveyard, you add a Shaddoll spell trap card from graveyard to your hand, except Roots, I believe. And maybe it includes Roots, but I don't play Roots because it's not that great. But it'll be a lot better when Egg Crystal comes out, because it requires a Shaddoll and a fire monster. And so anyway, but when he is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you get to add a Shaddolls monster from your deck to your hand. So he's pretty decent. 3 Dragon. I love this card. He's one of my favorites. Level 4, 1900 attack, 0 defense, which kind of sucks, but he's got a great effect. When he's flipped, he's like a souped up Compulse. You get to return any card on the field to the owner's hand, which is pretty sweet. And when he's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you get to pop a spell or trap card on the field. So he comes in pretty handy. And once again, like I said, they all get their effects only once per turn. 2 Lizard. Lizard, he's okay. He's 1800 attack, 1000 defense, level 4. When he's flipped, you can destroy a monster on the field. That does seem better than, like, killing spells and traps, but the thing is, like, he flips, he can return something, so this can get around, just, like, 101, just get Exitons off the board, and things that protect themselves and otherwise can't be destroyed. While he is a little lackluster, when he's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you get to send a Shaddoll card from your deck to your graveyard. So there's, if he can help thin out your deck. You can send a Falcon, use this effect to set it, send this to add something, send this, pop something. It's really, really good, but it's not worthy of 3. I was testing 3 of these and 2 of these, but it didn't really work out because Dragon, in my opinion, is better, but that shouldn't discourage you from trying him at 3 if you want. And then the last one is Beast. He's level 5. I honestly might even take this to 1 because he's not that amazing. I played a game with my friend and I lost because he was the only monster I drew. So, level 5, 22 attack, 17 defense, which is a lot, but like, you never use this flip effect because you're really never going to set him unless you use Falcon. But even when you flip Falcon, there's usually better options. Like, I'd almost always rather set a dragon with Falcon than him. But his flip effect is draw 2 and discard 1, which is good. And then when he's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you get to draw a card. So he's not bad. But I mean, he's decent to use when you use with Fusion. Just get a free draw. So that's all the Shaddoll monsters. There's another one coming out in New Challengers, Hound, but he's not that great. And for the rest of the monsters, this amazing card right here. I've seen builds play like 3 Armageddonites and like 2 of these, or just 3 Armageddonites. I don't know what kind of drugs you're on to believe that Armageddonite is better. I've tested it with Armageddonite. It's not good. I mean, it's okay, but it's so dead. I would much rather use him. He's infinitely better than Armageddonite. He's basically like 15 Armageddonites, because they each, milk 5, and you're usually gonna get at least 1 Shaddoll off of them each time you do it. So he's really, really good in that aspect, and he's just a great monster all around. But I mean, again, just shouldn't discourage you from trying Armageddon. In fact, I suggest you do try it because it depends on your preference. I like Curry Bandit. I think it's a lot better. But I mean, actually, they're about the same price as Armageddon. I was gonna say, but one of my texts is Exodius. I saw this in a few people's lists, and I was like, I don't understand. And then I read it, and then I was like, I still don't understand. Then I read it again, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. Exodius he's a dark spellcaster, so he kind of fits in with the theme. Not that it really matters because he's level 10. You can't really synchro with him, unless they make a generic 12 synchro or a spellcaster synchro. Or anyway, his attack is question mark, and his defense is 0. His attack is irrelevant. He can't be normal summoned. He can only be special summoned by returning every monster in your graveyard to your deck, and that happens. You reveal him, I believe. And then that happens and you special summon him. So even if he gets like Torrential or Warning or something, you're still gonna get to reset your deck, which is his main purpose. That's basically why he's here. If Pot of Avarice was legal, then I'd play Avarice over this. But he's really, really good. Like I said, his attack is irrelevant because his attack is equal to the number of normal monsters in your graveyard multiplied by 1,000. Because the idea is like, when you have his effect is like, if you have all 5 pieces of Exodia in your graveyard, then that were sent there by his effect, then you win. But you're not playing Exodia. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, but I don't recommend it by any means. Although he's a spellcaster, so anyway. But what cool thing about him is that when he attacks, he's just gonna be 0 attack. But if you're like, they have nothing on the field, or if they just have a if you're just willing to take some damage, whenever he attacks, you can send a monster from your deck or hand to the graveyard. So pluses with him all day long. So he's really good, and I need an Ultra one because I'm a whore. But sorry, Mosaic is, but he's really good. I wouldn't recommend more than one just because, you can try it if you want, but I don't recommend it. Also, that reminded me, I don't know why. Going back to Lizard for a second, his effect should have been flip-flopped. His flip effect should have been to send one, and his pitch effect should have been to kill a monster, because he would have been so much better. But whatever. Another tech in the deck, well, this isn't so much as a tech because I've seen a lot of people playing this. Cephalon, the Ultimate Time Lord. This card is ridiculous. Like, late game, if you're having problems, he comes out and he just wrecks. The guy who got first place in Malaysia, he played Shaddolls, he was using 2 of these. I really like it. He's a light for Nephilim. And if you don't know what he does, he's a light fairy, level 10, 4,000 attack, 4,000 defense. You can special summon him if you have 10 or more monsters in your graveyard. So, like, late game, you just bring him right out, 4,000 beats. And he has another interesting effect that once per turn, you can special summon a level 8 or higher fairy type monster from your graveyard. Its effects are negated, but it becomes its attack becomes 4,000. Nephilim, the fusion, one of the fusions, is a level 8 fairy, so you can do that. It will probably never happen, but this is just a decent monster that is sometimes an enormous beat stick, but a lot of times it's just a light. So, and you need lights. I'm also playing 2 effect Villa because, like I said, you need lights. I don't like this card. It's not that great, but I mean, it can put in some work. It's a tuner, which I mean, a lot of people forget a lot, but you know, it's also a light, and so is this ridiculous card. This card's a lot of fun because they'll waste their resources on this, and then you just drop a mid-rash and call it GG. That's it for the monsters. I believe there's 21, 22, something like that. For the spells. 3, Shaddoll Fusion. Okay. This card basically is polymerization for Shaddolls. It's most of what it is, just fuse materials in the field or hand to summon a fusion Shaddol. But it has another interesting effect that says when your opponent controls a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck, you can use fusion materials in your main deck as well as your field and hand. So that's super insane. So just some advice: if you're playing against this deck, try not to special summon at least too much. I mean, unless you're playing Lightsworn, because Lightsworn evidently is good against this, is decent against this deck because I got scraped by it. My friend's an asshole, but this card can be good sometimes. I mean, that effect can work sometimes. Just like, I don't know, it's really good. But what I do like about this card is their Blackhorn. Everyone's like maining Blackhorn. Blackhorn is so dead against this deck because I mean this is BLS and just Cephalon, but I mean against this, like, if you don't have the warning, you're pretty screwed when Midrash comes out, and you'll understand why when I get to her. And then the other cards is Allure, Foolish, because Foolish puts in work. Book, I don't know why you wouldn't play Book in a deck that plays flip effects. And then a Dark Hole. Yeah, it's kind of slow, but, well, the deck itself is already slow, so I mean. And then Dark Hole, because it's busted, because, you know, they get their effects. That's it for the spells, and then chops are pretty stable. Warning, Bottomless Torrential, 2D Prison, 3 Breakthrough Skills because of the Curry Bandits. You don't really care if you mill these, and people are blind spacing like idiots, so it's good. And then the last card, this, Facing the Shadows. I love this card. Some people just played in 2 or 1 or not at all because they don't like it. I love this card. This card is, it's basically it's a Foolish with / kind of Book of Taiyu sort of deal. It's a little confusing. Let me explain. This card says, when it's activated, you send a Shaddol card, I believe, or maybe it's a monster. It doesn't really matter. You're not gonna send your spell or whatever. Anyway, send a Shaddol from your deck to the graveyard, and then you can, it's optional, flip all face down Shaddolls into face up defense position. This card is great. This is good combo with like Curry Bandit because it'll put things in the graveyard and then you can just do this and then pitch Falcon and then bring it back. You won't be able to flip Falcon up because Falcon is special summoned upon the resolution of this card. So after it resolves to get Falcon, you won't be able to flip it up. Not that it would matter because you wouldn't get its effect anyway, but because it's only against one of their effects, but there's a lot of interesting things you can do with this card, let's just say that. And then I'll go over the extra deck. The extra deck is subject to change, I suppose. It's pretty, I don't know, there isn't really a lot you can play, but there are some things that you will need. Obviously, we're playing 2 mid-rash. You can play 3 if you want. I don't play 3 just because it's really unnecessary. Once you I mean, if you can summon 1 and just maintain your advantage with it, then you're pretty much good to go. Midrash is a level 5 dark spellcaster, obviously 22 attack, 800 defense, requires a Shaddoll and any dark monster. And what she does is that, first of all, She can't be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So if you don't have if you don't warning the Shaddoll fusion when I go for mid dash, you're fucked. So you better have a D person. You're about to get butt fucked with this thing. Also, as long as this is on the field, both neither player can special summon more than once per turn. That's pretty ridiculous. I mean, it's busted. And then every fusion Shaddoll, it's actually El Shaddoll Midrash. My bad. El Shaddoll. Every Shaddoll fusion has this effect when they are sent to the graveyard. You get to add a Shaddoll spell or trap card from your graveyard to your hand. So you just get back fusion, which is pretty good. And then 2 of the Cataster Nephilim. This is one I've seen a lot of people play 3 of these and 2 of these. I'm just playing 2 for now because I don't know. I've never needed more than 2, and honestly, I don't know. I might play 3. I might not. I mean, 2 seems fine to me right now. Honestly, I don't. The rarities haven't been announced yet, but I'm absolutely petrified because I know these are going to be really expensive, but maybe not, because I don't know. Despite all the hype, fusion decks never really do anything. Everyone thought Gem Knights were good, but you know. Anyway, Nephilim is a level 8 light fairy, 2800 attack, 2500 defense. Really, really good stats for level 8. Requires a Shaddoll monster, El Shaddoll Nephilim, excuse me. It requires a Shaddoll monster and any light monster, which is why you play the lights. And a certain card in your side deck, which, if you haven't figured that out by now, then I'm sorry. When she comes out, you can send a Shaddoll card from your deck to your graveyard. When she battles a monster that was special summoned, that monster is automatically destroyed before the damage step. So it's Cataster, basically, for special summoned monsters. And then again, if it's into the graveyard, you get the Shaddoll spell trap. So that's the fusions. I'm not playing Eggerstill just because this is for this is going to be for post-Duelist Alliance. But this is technically pre-Duelist Alliance. But this is post-Duelist Alliance because Eggerstill isn't complete yet. So, but I'm very excited for that. If you don't know what that does, it's I forget exactly what it does. It requires a Shaddoll and a fire, and it's something like you can discard a card to negate a summon or a special summon or something, or destroy the monster when it's special summoned, and then pitch a Shaddol. It's something like that. I don't, I'm not 100%. I just remember it's really broken. And then for the synchros, I don't play any level 5 synchros. You can if you want. I just don't. I mean, Cataster is completely unnecessary. Because it's just not that good anymore. You can play Armatis if you want. I just don't really see a necessity for it. It's not that great. Just, I don't know, Midrash just kind of gets the job done most of the time. But I mean, it's decent. I don't have an Armatis. I might play one if I had one, but I don't know. It's fine without it. I don't really see a need for it. But I am playing Goyo because you can, and it's really funny. Tempest Magician. This card is insane. If you don't know what this card does, it's kind of old. I think this is from Crossroads of Chaos, actually. Not this copy, but it was a secret in like, I think Crossroads. This was like a special edition. Anyway, she is a level 6 spellcaster, 22 attack, 14 defense, requires a tutor and 1/1 out to spellcaster monsters. Like I said, all the Shaddolls except Nephilim, for whatever reason, are spellcasters. So her effect is when she comes out, she gets a spell counter. And during your turn, you can, or once per turn, you can discard any number of cards. Any number of cards from your hand to place a spell counter on any monster or monsters you control for each card you discarded. And you can remove all spell counters on the field to inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each one removed. So she can put in some pretty big damage. But she's mostly there to, I mean, she lets you pitch things, mostly. That's why she's there. And if you're lucky enough to have her and Arcanite on the field, you pretty much just win. Just for having them on the field. But they combo off insane. If you don't remember him either, he's from Crimson Crisis. He's pretty old. But back in the day, it was insane. And evidently he's good now. So he requires a tuner, 1/1 non-trigger spellcaster type monsters, level 7, 400 attack, 18 defense, embarrassing stats. but his effect is insane. When he synchro summoned, he gets 2 spell counters. He gains 1,000 attack for each spell counter on him. Yeah, on it, and then you can remove a spell counter to destroy a card. Is it on to destroy 1 card your opponent controls? Okay. I thought it was any card. No, 1 card your opponent controls. So basically, you can. I mean, again, you're probably never gonna have these 2 out, but what you can do is you can just pitch a bunch of cards, put spell counters on him to boost him up. So either hit big, or blow things up, or just whatever it is. So they are just really good. They're definitely he's definitely you definitely should be playing Arcanite. Or you should play at least one of these, honestly. If you don't have like a Goyo or a decent 6, then I would play her. Otherwise, play him. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Black Rose, you can make it, but I mean you don't really synchro summon a lot in this deck. I'm gonna be honest. Crimson Blader because it's good level 8. Mr. M because options, and we don't have Trish and Leo. I've seen someone play some people play Star Eater. It'll never happen. Just don't even bother. And then for the Xyz is just random, just staples. 101 Exton Emerald because recycling, and Chain for pitching. So that's the deck. Shaddolls, as I've been affectionately calling them because it's fun. It's bothering my friends. So, yeah, I'm gonna do some further testing on it. I'm just going through the deck one last time so you guys can take a look at it. I still need to do some testing on it. This is a ridiculously long video, but I'm sorry about that. I'm realizing just now. 23 minutes, 46 seconds, damn. So yeah, really long video, I apologize for that, but I really wanted to talk about this deck because I do like it. I don't think it deserves all the hype. I don't think it's gonna be like the next tier 1 deck that everyone's like, oh my god, I think Artifact Hands or whatever it is, it's still a very good deck. And I think that deck should still be good, but it's gonna get smacked in October, just saying. But yeah, yeah, I like this deck. So that's it. That's all I had to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you stuck around till the very end, remember to comment, rate, and subscribe. I'm trying to get those subscribers up. Yeah, I'm actually going to Washington D.C. in a few weeks for vacation, so I want to try and do something with that. So yeah, just as something kind of interesting, some variety on my channel, because it's probably one of the only times I'm going to be in DC, at least for a lot of my now adult life, because I'm 18 now, so it's pretty interesting. So anyway, I'm done talking. Comment, rate, subscribe, and yeah, look forward to Duelist Alliance, guys. See ya.